Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel Education is an Asset. In this video we'll be seeing about APIs. As of now APIs are very commonly used in many different applications. So APIs, most famous APIs which you could have heard of are Twitter API, Facebook API, or Amazon API. Means it is used for many different works, even for gaming sites also. PUBG API is there. So what exactly is API? API is an acronym for Application Programming Interface. We'll be taking an example of restaurant to understand how API works. But punchline is API is a programming interface. Means it is a program. It's neither a server or not a complete software. It's an interface for allowing applications to communicate to one another through programming. So as an example of restaurant, so if you are a customer, you can refer the image. If you are a customer, you don't directly go to the kitchen and get the things. You have to ask the waiter, you have to request, and the waiter goes to the kitchen, tells the chef to do something. Once the work is completed, as a response the waiter will bring the food and give it to us. The customer can be an application or a end user or any client or database, automated servers, anything. But main idea is the customer asks for something and the kitchen provides through waiter. All these things happen through waiter. Why APIs are important is, we'll take example of our results website of our university. Say like this is our university results website, where we have to enter the university seat number and the captcha code. Earlier we did not have this captcha code. So why exactly we have this captcha code nowadays? Because people are learning more and more about the automation works. Python is one very famous language. You can write a simple automation code to grab thousands of students results in a matter of seconds. Means you can write a Python code of just 10 lines, a script of 10 lines, which will capture so many results from various students requirements and save it in an Excel sheet. That can be done easily, but the problem is the server from VTO, it may not have the capacity to handle the traffic. So it is a huge problem for servers to slow down the work, or to make sure that people are not misusing the automation work for flooding the server. Captcha is used, but this makes a problem for people who want to analyze the results. Say like if a company wants to know the results of a particular college, they don't have an option. Means they have to go through some other site and get the information. But if V2 can provide an API, the advantage is people can directly ask the V2 to provide a list of students who have 90% aggregate from Bijapur college, or 70% aggregate in computer science, or 80% aggregate in machine learning or Python programming subject. Means many different requests can be asked, and the API does a write a program or a script, then queries the server and generates the results. So this way APIs are very much necessary and are very helpful. So you can remember API with this very beautiful restaurant example, where we request and the chef does the work and gives a response, but everything happening through a waiter. Means we don't directly go to the kitchen to get the results. For doing these works, we'll use a new software provided by Google called as Colab. I'll just start once again and show you how to start with the usage of Colab. You can start with typing Colab, and because this is very famous as of now, will be auto completed with Google colabresearch.google.com. Just go to it. You will be required to sign in with your email ID. So I have signed up and I have worked on some notebooks. IPYNB is a Python notebook. We'll start with a new notebook. So here many interesting things are there. I suggest to go through all these things, but right now we'll keep the thing simple. Click on the menu here, left top corner, click on file, new notebook. I'll be taking use of another website article for learning API, which is very interesting and very thoroughly written article. I'll just rename this Python notebook. I'll say API demo. Okay. So we'll write the code here. This is the place where we have to write the script. Okay, so we are going to use a code from this article, getting started with APIs in towards data science website. A very neatly written article, so many things are there. I'll expect you to go through these things, but right now we'll go with the coding. We'll be requiring requests. If you are having a computer or some Android app, you may be required to add these packages, but the advantage of Google Colab is it does not require installation of packages, or rather I should say many famous packages are already built in. So I'll just copy this code. You too can copy this code and bring it to Colab. In Colab, okay, I'll close this. I'll go to the Python notebook. I'll paste it here. But for running it, we have to click on the triangle mark, run button. It's running. It will get connected to the Google server, and it will run the code. We are expecting a result of 200, indicating that it's a pass, means status of correct answer. So I'll just explain the code what this is. Import request, it imports the package requests, and we are collecting the response by requesting requests.get, means we are requesting information from api.opennotify.org iss-now.json. JSON is JavaScript object notifiers. It is a type of code which is easily readable. Okay, we'll go through JSON once we see the results of JSON file, but as of now we have run the code. We are asking status code from this website, and whether we have got the JSON results. Okay, so we'll print the status as 200 if everything is proper. If we have a success, many different codes can be generated, say like 100 or 1xx asking for information, or 3xx, or if an error is on the client side, 4xx, 5xx for a server side error, so many things. So this site is working proper, means this first code what it does is it is telling us that the site is up and running, API opennotify.org, and its API is running. So we'll add another line and run another code, because we know that the code is running properly. We'll go through this part. Very neatly written article. I suggest you to go through the minute details. I am just highlighting the things which will be interesting for you and necessary to get the results. Okay, so I am asking you to print the response in JSON format. Instead of reading the status code, I am asking a JSON format. So here we have JSON format result. Timestamp is there. This is very interesting way of writing a time. We'll go through what is this large number in some other tutorial. We'll concentrate on the ISS results. This API is for getting notifications regarding the International Space Station. NASA, in collaboration with other 4 countries, has International Space Station orbiting Earth. So this API is about getting the information of where the ISS is. We are getting the lat and long values, and a message telling that we have successfully got the results. So this is the minimum thing what we can get from this API. Other than this, it can also tell how many persons are there, and how many, or rather what is the time we can expect to have ISS near to our location, say Bijapur. All these things can be done. We'll wind up with running this code, means we are just beautifying the thing. Instead of getting the JSON, results which is not readable by many non-technical people. Will make it beautiful by extracting the JSON data and printing it as a simple English. So we'll run this, we'll wait for the result. So this is the result what we are getting. What we did is we are converting the JSON format and storing it in longitude and printing the value. We are asking for longitude and latitude. You can see the code here. We are asking for latitude and longitude inside ISS position. So in this JSON format, ISS position is the what we can use the term, it is the header, or it is the lead label. Yeah, right, label is the word. ISS position is the label which has two quantities, latitude, longitude. We are asking Python to extract the information of longitude and latitude under ISS position. So this will provide us with the longitude and latitude. So this is a very basic part of what we can do with the Google Colab, and this API. Will stop with running the codes, but I'll try to explain some more things. What we'll do is we'll understand that APIs can be also misused with trying to run the automated code repeatedly. So for that reason, nowadays APIs come with a secret key. Means every user will be provided with a secret key, and it will be tracked how many times the user is trying to access the information. So if you want Twitter data, so you have to ask a API key. You have to ask an API key. They will take some time, analyze whether you really require it or not. Once they feel that you require it, they will provide you with an API key. Then only you can use the Twitter API. So many things are there. So once you have this, what things can be done is OpenNotify, they have written a simple code. You can copy this code and observe that the ISS passed above us just when we were recording the video. Means it has a path. The path crossed our India and specifically Karnataka in the last 10 minutes. ISS orbits Earth 15 times per day, and it is visible in India or Bijapur, I guess, some 5 to 6 times every month. Okay, so that is the probability of getting to see the ISS. Many different things can be done. So same thing NASA has done, and put it into a beautiful picture, a colorful picture. Means if you know the coding part, you can analyze the works and add some more information and background images and beautification things, so that it looks like a perfect application. Means if you have a website, copy paste the Python code and ask it to run repeatedly, so we'll have a complete application ready. So what other things can be done is, once we have the values, Python is a very interesting and easy to use coding language. So simply we can take the lat long of our Bijapur, and whenever the lat long is matching or near to the statistics of ISS, we may get a notification, or we can send an email telling people that ISS is going to pass over you at this time, and people can observe it, and ISS is visible to the bare eyes. So once we have the data ready, once we have the results, it's all about our creativeness, what we can do with the results. But if you can run these things and observe how API works, this tutorial will be worth it. And again, this is a very good article. Spare some time and get through the things. If you get any doubts, let me know. All the best. Happy learning.